Well, a friend of mine designed it, and it's actually
Hold it still.
it's a heavy. It's called a butterfly design, and Dunlop did it for me, and it has the fleur-de-lis on the front and my autograph on the back. But the most significant thing about this thing is the colors. It's the Mardi Gras colors, purple, or yellow and green. That is the official Mardi Gras colors. So that's why I had this pick design in such a way and for such specific colors. So I'm very proud of it, man. I wanted to circulate. That song, man, is phenomenal. I mean, to say how long it's been written. When I wrote it, it was something that I was just playing in my house, you know. And the reason why I wrote it, there was a song that everybody opened their set with. Every band opened with a set with a song called "Hold It," and I got so sick and tired of playing it. The Meters, before we were the Meters, we were playing this song to open up our sets on Bourbon Street every night. And this is it. See if I can remember. Sick of playing that, man. You know, so I had a melody that I've been playing around with for a long time, and so I introduced it to George, Art, and Zig, and we started opening up our set. We were playing on Bourbon Street like 6 nights a week, from like 6 o'clock in the evening to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and we would open up our sets with this melody, man. And before there was a name to it, and it. With it, man, and and then one day, a guy by the name of Alan Tucson came in, and he asked us if we wanted to record. So we recorded Sissy Strut, man. It came out and it sold like 200,000 copies in 2 weeks. You know, I've been trying to get this Meters experience thing off the ground, you know, for about a couple of years now, and I've used various musicians, man, from this level to the highest level caliber of musicians, man, because anybody that gets in this thing is going to be the Meters experience, you know, because I'm playing my own stuff. And it's a very precarious situation, man, that I've been in for the years, man, because I get criticized a lot from playing nothing but meter material. But what it is, man, is that because I wrote the song, it's me, it's music, it's my music. So I mean, I can't be but Leo, you know. I can't be in anything I write, you know. From time to I have new songs that sounds like the Meters because the old stuff was me, and a lot of people don't know that, you know. And so I'm having fun now because I think the acceptance of me doing Leo is accepted. You know, the people are finally understanding. Well, this is Leo's stuff. You know, he's not really playing the Meters per se. He's playing Leo. That's what it's always been. Bill the Buddha Dickens. He's, you know, I'm very excited about this congregation, man, of the Meters experience, and I think this thing here looks like it's going to create some longevity in terms of consistency of who the band is, Leo, because every time they say, well, Leo, when you come out, who's playing with you? You know, well, then I'll tell them I might have Paul McCartney if you want him. You know, Paul might be playing bass with me. But this, you know, this particular thing, especially with Bill, has really added to my confidence and give me the push, man, to want to maybe excel in this venture I'm doing now at the Meters Experience. He's a hell of a bass player, man. He's played with everybody. He's played with Stevie, Janet Jackson, Al Di Meola. You know, the list goes on. He's just a bad dude, man. You know, and I'm so happy that he's joined this thing. I had the pleasure of playing a couple of songs playing on a couple of tracks on the Venus and Mars album, which he did in New Orleans. So, you know, he fell in love, naturally with the Meters. And after the album was over, we gave a celebration party on the Queen Mary in L.A. And, man, and, you know, it's going away party to commemorate the album. And he produced an album called The Meters Live on the Queen Mary. And it was Professor Longhair, Dr. Jones, I think, was on it, and us. And man, I swear, I think the most significant thing about that time was the guest list. I mean, they had everybody from Yul Brynner on down to me. Yeah, I mean, here it is. I'm walking around and I'm seeing Fred Astaire dancing the Sissy Strut. You know, Ursula Andrews and Tony Curtis and Burt Lancaster, the Jackson 5. Michael was maybe 12, 13 years old, standing in front of the stage watching the Meters play. And I mean, people at that level, man. I mean, you know, we talked Jack Lemmon. I mean, that's just touching the surface of the kind of people that attended Paul McCartney's, you know, paid Paul McCartney, man. So that was a hell of an experience, man, to play that party and that going away party for Paul. 335 fits my, you know, fits whatever, fits my amateurs here, and I think it's because of the body. I've always been able to, you know, the way I hold the body fits me, you know, fits me well. A smaller body would kind of, you know, there's like the 336 is great too. I like that, but this here, the body fits the way I been holding a guitar all my life. Because I started off with a Gibson 175. A lot of people don't know. Sissy Strut, for all of the 3 albums, was played on a 175 Gibson ES 175 in 1967. And here it is, I'm playing Gibson. The influence I had was people like Kenny Burrell, Johnny Smith, Barney Kessel, you know, Charlie Christian. You know, I've always wanted to be a jazz player. And, you know, I think the thing that kind of converted me from being a jazz player and what I am today is maybe that when I started writing music, I started writing stuff that was in the funk vein or the R&B vein or whatever back then. And then the Meters came along and I started pulling strings. You know, I thought that to pull a string, play some rock. So it kind of took me into a way of, it changed my way of playing, you know, for what I had to do to really survive. You know, but you know, in New Orleans coming up, man, it was like if you coming up in New Orleans, you had to survive. You had to be able to play all music. I'd have 4 gigs, maybe 3 or 4 gigs in one day. You know, I'd go do a Dixieland gig. I'd go from there. Then I'd go in the evening to do a jazz gig at a little lounge or something, and then I would go at night or something and do a funk gig or R&B at the time, and so on. You know, and so. You know, living in New Orleans, in order to make a living, you had to be able to go from one gig to the other playing whatever genre of music that was you called for to do, called to play. So that's what I did. Well, Jazz Festival really, the Meters actually played on the first Jazz Festival there ever was, 42 years ago. And it was like on one, they had one stage, and it was in Congo Square. And it was to explore. Well, not it was to show. It was all about New Orleans talent. It was called a Jazz and Heritage Festival. It was about the heritage of New Orleans, and that, you know, that kind of mushroomed into a bigger, you know, a bigger venue, a bigger area like the racetracks at New Orleans, because that's where it's given at the Jefferson, not Jefferson, but it's a racetrack in New Orleans. And it has about, they went from one to about maybe 13 stages now. They have like about 13 different stages going on, man. And of course, you know, because you know a lot of people say, well, man, they're hiring Elton John, they're hiring Dave Matthews, they're hiring the Lionel Richie, whatever. But and it's what's happening with the local guys. You know, it's not that anymore. But you know, if the Jazz Fest wouldn't be what it is unless they had that caliber of artists. You know, people. I mean, you talk about millions of people come to the town to see it. It wouldn't be what it is unless you be able to put in some acts like that. You know, where the people would show where the Jazz Fest could become what it is now. If it was all local, it wouldn't be. And we all like to see it local and have that many people, but I don't think that many people will go see, you know, every year to go see the Neville Brothers or the Meters or whoever local people, or Ivan Neville or Big Sam. You know, I don't think it would be the Jazz Fest it is today. Unless the top acts, unless they started hiring the top acts in the world to come there, and I think that's what's been happening, and I'm not against that. But it's a great place. It's the best time to be in New Orleans, to me. Because Mardi Gras, everybody said, well, I don't want to go there for Mardi Gras, but, you know, Mardi Gras is a time, I think, you know, for people, for tourists. If you're there trying to play music, it's not advantageous to be there because people can't get to you. Mardi Gras, all the streets are blocked off from the parades. So if you're playing at a club, man, you might have 2 people in the club because they can't get to you. They cannot get to you. But, you know, Jazz Fest, I mean, you're just wide open. You know, nothing is blocked off. So I think that's the best time to come to New Orleans to play, to perform, and hear music and be able to get to the music.